Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dr. Sky Experience, heard exclusively and proudly on Talk Radio 77 WABC, as we like to say, and many others agree. WABC, Talk Radio 77, the most iconic radio station in the nation, broadcasting proudly and powerful out of New York City, around the nation, around the world, and hey, I'm even sure out into the cosmos, as we welcome you to the Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial beginning of summer, with a special treat, this broadcast really dedicated to our New York City area listeners. How about something very special? Imagine seeing the sun setting in this amazing east-west canyon of the great skyscrapers of New York, let's say along streets like 14th Street, 23rd Street, 34th Street, 42nd Street, and 57th Street. What I'm referring to is something called Manhattanhenge. In reminiscing, think back to the great Stonehenge in the Salisbury Plain of England, that great time machine that was built thousands and thousands of years ago by a very advanced civilization as they marked the beginning of the solstice and other times of the year with the placement of these amazing stones. So here we go. Get set for Manhattanhenge 2024. What you need to do is find an area in the New York City area that you can see extremely east-west with no obstructions, like we mentioned before on those Pacific streets. Pay attention as here we go. The first of the Manhattanhenge events takes place on the evening hours of May the 28th at 8:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. When you see half the sun, don't stare at it directly, but for you photographers out there, a great opportunity to take an amazing picture of seeing sunlight streaming through the skyscraper canyons of New York City. And that event also happens as we move toward the All-Star Game period, July the 13th at 8:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But if you'd like to see the full event of the sun, that is the full disk of the sun, and maybe those of you with solar glasses, you'll be able to identify that full sun, that'll happen on May the 29th at 8:12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And once again, as we approach the All-Star Baseball game season, July 12th, 8:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. A most amazing sight for photographers and all of you in the New York City area. And maybe many of you are saying, hey, Dr. Sky, we've already seen this before, and it truly has a unique stamp for all of us listening to Talk Radio 77 WABC in the local New York area broadcasting area. What do we remind you? Always remember to keep your eyes to the skies. Simply, I'm your navigator on the highway to the heavens, where your questions are very important to me. If you'd like to ask any questions, please respond to my email. It's drsky, DRSKY show @gmail.com. I'm privileged and honored, of course, to be here on this great radio station every Sunday with owner and operator John Katsimatidis on this great radio show that beams itself not only around the nation, around the world, but as I mentioned before, I'm sure it even goes out to the cosmos, the great 50,000 watt powerhouse, this Talk Radio 77 WABC, with, as I mentioned before, proud to be part of the Cats Roundtable every Sunday morning here on this great radio station. And then every other Wednesday at 1 a.m. with famed broadcaster Frank Morano on his great radio show called, well, The Other Side of Midnight, which he agrees to let me maybe change the name for an hour because so much information to impart as we have cosmic conversations with me, Dr. Sky. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege and honor to be here as again we remember the sacrifices of our great veterans, truly the great spirit of America, all those that died and all those that served. We remember them. We don't say Happy Memorial Day. We say reverence and respect to those that serve and have served to give their lives to the greatest nation on earth. And that's my opinion. I'm sure the opinion of others as we talk about what? Truth, justice, and the American way. Clear skies, good health as we open up the unofficial season of summer 2024.